Greetings and welcome to this online presentation about our environmental programs at Franklin Pierce University. I'm Rhine Singleton, Professor of Biology and Environmental Science, and I'd rather be with you in person, but since I'm not, here's a face to attach to the name. Here I am getting ready for a plant biology lab, but I also want to share with you some of our other core faculty who deliver our environmental programs here. A more informal way than this presentation to get some information about what students do in our programs is to follow us on Instagram at FPU Enviroscience or at Tropical Forest Ecology. If you're interested in the environment and solving environmental problems, there are several ways you might get involved if you attend Franklin Pierce. We offer two majors, one in environmental science, the other in environmental studies. We also offer a minor in environmental studies and a certificate in sustainability. But regardless of which of these options you choose, a common goal underlies the programs that we deliver here, and that is to help students develop the values, the knowledge, and the skills needed to solve environmental problems. A rather huge task, so we need all the help we can get. There are plenty of problems out there to solve, and fortunately there are a variety of skills and types of knowledge required to solve these problems. And I say fortunately because it means regardless of whether you're more interested in science and studying the natural world, or whether you're more interested in human society and how human society runs, we need your help, and there's room for doing good work on either end of the spectrum. And certainly it's important to get involved where these areas of knowledge overlap. But in a way, this is a nice slide for setting up the distinction between the science major and the studies major. So a lot of it boils down to whether you're more interested in the science end of things or the human side of solving environmental problems. And so if you major in environmental science, some of the kinds of things that you would do in our classes here involve exploring and studying these various topic areas. And a lot of this work in our science classes takes place outdoors because we have a campus with over 1,000 acres of natural areas right outside the science building. If you're more interested in the human side of things, then these are some pictures of some of the kinds of things that you might do in your environmental studies courses. Regardless of what you choose, if you come to Franklin Pierce, you certainly will get exposed to our natural areas. As you may know, we have a small lake right on campus. Some of our labs involve kayaking. We have a trail system where you can go hiking, and we have research plots set up all over campus in our natural areas where we do ongoing studies looking at the ecology of our forests and our wetlands and our aquatic systems. You may not know yet whether you're more interested in environmental science or environmental studies, and the good news is for your freshman year it doesn't much matter which you major in because there is a common set of core requirements that all of our majors take regardless of whether they choose science or studies. So for example, this ES103-104 sequence is a year-long lab-based course that freshmen take. The fall semester focuses on ecosystem and wildlife conservation. The spring focuses on natural resources conservation. So that gives you a good, strong foundation about some of the basic science. Here are two courses, ES108 and ES210, that really focus on the studies side of things and human society. Ecology is a sophomore level course that all of our majors take. But your freshman year, you would be taking similar courses regardless. So if you don't know yet, you can choose later. This GIS course I just want to mention because GIS is a wonderful skill. It involves learning software that links data to maps, and a lot of job postings are looking for graduates with GIS skill. So all of our students are required to at least take the intro course. We also offer an intermediate course. And then these two courses, 480 and 490, are classes that all of our students take. 480 in spring of their junior year and 490 in fall of their senior year. And I'll say more about those courses in a little bit here. Our science majors also need to take either chemistry or geology, and your advisor could help you decide which of those is most appropriate based on your interests, your skills, and what career you might want to go into. It's important to get more math under your belt if you're a science major, and then all of our science majors take an upper level science class either in wetland ecology, forest ecology, or water resources. There's also some flexibility built into both of our majors. The science majors have the option of choosing 2 electives from a long list of courses focused on human society and 3 electives from a natural sciences list. The BA in environmental studies leans more heavily towards the human society end of things, but you would be choosing 1 more course from the natural sciences list. The next few slides are going to give you a sense for just some of the courses you might take if you come here. Introduction to Conservation is just a short way to refer to that year-long freshman sequence that I was mentioning a minute ago. And these courses really focus heavily, especially in the fall, on doing field labs. So you certainly would get outside and get to know our campus, as well as get involved in research and also action on campus towards solving some of our environmental problems. Our Sustainable Communities course is a Human Society elective course that really, I think, is a wonderful class because each time it's offered, it focuses on a different project related to the way we do things here at Franklin Pierce University and on our Ringe campus in particular. So just like any other community, we're trying to understand the consequences of our actions and figure out how to be more sustainable. So for example, one year, and this will happen again, but in this particular year, the course focused on an inventory of our greenhouse gas production. In other words, quantifying what areas are contributing most to our greenhouse gas output so that we can get a handle on these things and continue to reduce our carbon footprint here on campus. If you're interested in wildlife conservation, I would strongly recommend that you take this class with Dr. V. He's a bat expert. Excuse me, let me back up. He's a bat expert, and he teaches courses in mammalogy, vertebrate biology, and also this wildlife conservation class that is quite popular. I mentioned the upper level science courses. One of them is Wetland Ecology, taught by Catherine Koning. This is a course that would qualify that upper level science requirement if you choose to major in environmental science. And in this class, students typically adopt a wetland right here on campus. We have a variety of wetlands to choose from, and students get to know that wetland site quite well in terms of its hydrology, its soils, its plants, its wildlife, etc. I teach an upper-level forest ecology class, which really stresses research to address research questions or to test specific hypotheses. And so students pick a project that they then study right on campus, collecting data, often at ongoing research sites, and then they go through the pain of doing the statistical analyses and the graphing in order to understand what they've learned in their project. And at the end of the semester, students produce professional quality posters that they then present to the campus community. We typically invite not only students from other classes and students who are friends, but also other faculty and even staff, and usually the president of the university comes, and it's a really wonderful opportunity for our students to explain their research to other members of the campus community. Another class that I would recommend if it works for you is this 2-week trip to Costa Rica in January that takes place between semesters. This is an every other year course called Tropical Forest Ecology. I co-lead it with another faculty member, David Moon, who works at Massachusetts Audubon. Both David and I have spent a year living down in Costa Rica, and so we know the area quite well. I've done research down there. We visited our research sites. We see amazing wildlife. I'm sure you've all heard about how diverse tropical rainforests are. Every year we do see monkeys. We don't always get to see them this close, but this particular year we were taking notes on and all sorts of photos on this troop of white-faced capuchin monkeys that was really cooperative and let us look at them for a long time. And of course, sloths are a favorite, and this is a picture of a sloth that was very kind and posed for us at night on a suspension bridge at one of the sites that we go to. Junior Seminar is a course that all students take the spring semester of their junior year. This is an opportunity to really get focused on what you want to do once you graduate. And so it involves writing resumes, writing cover letters for real positions that often students apply for, but even if they don't end up applying, they're still required to write those cover letters so that they can be ready to go on the job market and really have a plan for once they graduate. This course is followed fall of senior year by a capstone course called Senior Capstone, which allows students to get involved by either doing research or doing internships. Here you can see some of the agencies that our students have been working with over the years. So some students choose options like this, others do senior research. This is a student several years ago who did her capstone research project on Blanding's turtles and their use of vernal pools. So those are some of the opportunities within classes that you would have if you come to Franklin Pierce. We also have a lot of out of the classroom opportunities here on campus, including environmental activism. So we have an environmental club, a hiking club. Many of our students get involved with sustainability projects to improve the way we're doing things here in campus operations. Our president has committed to this agreement to move towards climate neutrality. So each year we work on shrinking our carbon footprint. We offer environmental internships. Some of them are paid. Just last fall we started this new Institute for Climate Action, and currently we have, I believe it's 3 students who have paid internships doing work for that institute. We also have a campus garden that many of our students get involved with. We have wonderful natural areas here on campus, which I've already described a bit. We also have a strong outdoor adventure rec program that offers off-campus field trips. Some of them are kayaking trips, climbing trips, backpacking trips. Every year the offerings are a bit different, but that's a very strong program that I would urge students to get involved with. And if you want to go on to do research, I would really recommend getting to know one of the faculty well, and inevitably you do get to know us well because we have small classes and it's a small school, but it's a great opportunity if you think you might want to do research in the future to get involved with one of our research projects. Occasionally we have funding and we pay students. Other times students volunteer. Last fall I had 3 students volunteer with working on research related to my projects, and they presented at a conference last fall, which was really a great opportunity for them. We also have collaborations with graduate programs. This one on the left here involves a track or a pathway into one of our graduate programs here at Franklin Pierce, a master's in business administration in energy and sustainability. And so if you do this program, you do your bachelor's degree in 4 years, like typical, but if you choose the correct sequence of courses, it just takes 1 more year to get your MBA. An alternative to that is this 3-2 program associated with Antioch University in Keene, New Hampshire. That's a graduate program that offers master's degrees. And if you choose your courses correctly, you would spend your first 3 years here at Franklin Pierce, and then your 4th year, you would move on to that graduate program, and after a total of 5 years, you would complete both your bachelor's degree and your master's degree at Antioch. Our graduates end up doing a variety of things because environmental science and environmental studies is such a wide field. So it's not as though there's just one pathway that we funnel all of our students into. So that makes it challenging to decide what to do next, but it also means that there's a wide variety of opportunities. So this next slide shows you just some of the things that some of our graduates are currently doing, ranging from a watershed alliance coordinator to a wildlife biologist, a plant engineer working in industry, graduate school, soil conservationist. This is a very incomplete list with some photos. Here's a more comprehensive list, but again, this is just a partial list of some of the kinds of things that our graduates do. Many of our graduates decide to go on to graduate school, either in one of the programs I was just telling you about, one of those pathway programs, or potentially in a different graduate school, and our graduates have gone on to schools around the country. And again, this is just a partial list of some of the places that our graduates have ended up. So why major in environmental science or environmental studies at Franklin Pierce, or potentially doing a minor here or the sustainability certificate here? Well, for one thing, as I've already mentioned, we have 1,000 acres of natural areas right on campus, and I can't stress enough how wonderful this is. For example, in my ecology class, pretty much every lab the whole fall semester takes place outdoors, and we can walk to a wide variety of field sites. My most distant field sites are only a 15-minute walk away. So we can spend our time during lab learning natural history and collecting data rather than driving in vans getting to field sites. But in some ways, even more important than that is the diversity of opportunities we offer here through recreation, sports, other majors. It's really great, I think, to major in environmental science, but get to know students who are interested in a wide variety of other majors that we offer. Our trip to Costa Rica is a really wonderful and unique opportunity, but we also provide other opportunities in local schools and working with technology, working with a really wide audience here. Other reasons include our fast track to graduate school, like the Antioch Master of Science at that program in Keene I was talking about, or our MBA program. I really think we offer transformative experiences for students. We get to know the students quite well. I love the fact that in my upper level classes I often have classes of 10 or 12 or 14 students. It really helps us get to know what our students' goals are in all of our courses, but especially in junior seminar and in senior capstone. And I can't speak highly enough about our talented team of faculty here. Dr. V is a true expert and enthusiast, but each of our faculty brings their enthusiasm and love of working with undergraduates to our programs here. So thank you for listening to this online presentation. I prefer to do this in person, but I'm happy to do this instead, given the current situation. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me. Here's my email address, Singler, SINGLER @franklinpierce.edu, or you can find information and contact information for our other faculty at this web address here. If you go to franklinpierce.edu and search faculty, you can find the faculty bios page. So good luck deciding where you want to go for your undergraduate experience, and I hope you give strong consideration to Franklin Pierce. We really love what we do here.